And welcome to Pro Trader Strategies Market Commentary for Monday, August the 6th. My name's Eric Wilkinson, and some of you may recognize me as the Wolfman from CNBC, Fox Business, or even the Wall Street Journal for my commentary on everything from economic to geopolitical and market analysis. Please keep in mind that everything that we talk about in these market commentaries is not a solicitation to buy or sell any of these securities or strategies. And please remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, having that out of the way, let's get it on with some economic data. Well, it's a Monday. We don't really have any economic data today. Some economic data does get released on Monday, but for the more robust and pertinent economic data usually comes during the middle of the week. Every once in a while, we'll get something on Monday, but not the case today. All right, let's talk about the overall markets. We've got crude oil moving higher by about $1.20. Wants to test that $70 barrel mark, and we're hoping it doesn't go up there for the economy's sake. I think that will really start putting a kink in the pickup of this economy we're seeing right now. But it is pushing higher, and we are continuing to frack. So there's just so much supply out there. I just don't see where it can continue to go now that we have as much oil as Saudi Arabia just out of Texas, and we are probably very close to the leading producer of oil globally. We were just behind Russia, but I'm sure we are very close. We'll have to see at the next crude oil inventories number. But gold futures moving higher right now, or actually moving lower right now. They have not been able to get out of their own way. And the reason why I was thinking, I was getting a little ahead of myself because I was thinking of Bitcoin this morning when we were a little bit higher in gold futures. One of the things that everybody I was hearing this weekend over a battle between Bitcoin and gold. What would you rather own? Bitcoin, which is kind of fake. It's just an idea in a sense. And they are producing something. It's not really something physical. But at the end of the day, they were saying, well, why not go out and buy gold because it is a physical asset? Well, at the end of the day, this contract here that is being supported by the CME, there's so many contracts traded. If everybody tried to take delivery of their gold, there would not be enough gold to supply everybody. So in a sense, it's kind of the same thing as Bitcoin. It is your faith in that asset. Same with the dollar. It's not backed by anything either, but there's a piece of paper there that says it's worth something, right? Well, Bitcoin's kind of the same thing. And that's what I was going back and forth with people with on this discussion. Yes, gold seems like there's physical there, but you're not going to be able to take delivery of it. Bitcoin, yeah, there's nothing physical there. It's an idea. It's in faith that it is worth something. Well, what's different there than the dollar? The dollar's not backed by anything. It's all in faith. It used to be backed by gold, but not anymore. So they're all kind of the same thing, people. All right. Having said that, Bitcoin, not really listening to my battle this weekend, continues to roll over. I don't know if this thing's going to survive. It's just really looking pretty bad. I was expecting this rally to want to, after we covered the gap, run up and at least test this 23 Fibonacci area. It's really just not getting that momentum. And as you can see today, it's really falling off and below the 50-day moving average. That's not good either. Anyway, on to the bonds. They're moving higher today. There's a mixed bag in the overall markets on the idea of the levers and pulleys in my eyes. But we've got bonds moving higher. They don't have a whole lot of room, to be quite honest. They're just making a move based on what we're seeing in some of the equities. VIX is coming off a little bit, despite the fact that we are in negative territory in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. It was slightly higher earlier, but we are in negative territory nonetheless. And NASDAQ, a little bit higher today. Tech sector moving higher. That's helping out my XLF. I've got the 28 calls in there, and they are in the money. I'm long the 28 calls, so that's doing well, moving higher today. And this is what I was talking about, a bit of a mixed bag. We're seeing some of the blue chips struggle today, while the financials here in NASDAQ are pushing higher. E-mini S&Ps are positive today as well, but just a lack of volume, not a whole lot of conviction in this move, I don't think right now anyway, but we do have the E-mini S&Ps higher today. Overnight inventory tried to get short. They flushed themselves out to the upside coming into the morning, tried another stab at it, but then the opening flushed the rest of the guys out, the weaker hands. Overnight inventory is flushed out, printing that high, and now it is a toss-up on the direction we're going to go. Facebook really doing a rally on me today, up quite a few dollars, but is up against this 50 Fibonacci. I'd like to see it hold there or stay below. As a matter of fact, I'd like to see it come all the way down to the point of control. If we settle above this 50 Fibonacci, I'm probably going to be dumping my short calls based on that move. Probabilities would have beat me at that point, and I'm going to have that 50 Fibonacci to contend with. Would expect it to want to go up and test the 23 Fibonacci if we settle above that 50. So that would be the catalyst to get me out. Hopefully we can get this to come off and settle closer to 180. For me, that chart would make it look like it's set up for a bit of a rollover to the downside. So that's what I'm hoping for, because I am short the 180 calls, if you guys remember, from the whole debacle that we saw over their earnings, the drop. I got stung there, sold some calls to try and make up for some of that getting stung there. So I've gotten both sides beaten on the probabilities, and Facebook are beating me for sure across the board this month. That's about it. Check out this week's webinar. We're going to be showing how to, if you have a portfolio or ever considering building a portfolio of overall stocks, I'm going to show you how to start getting your feet wet doing that with options. It's the best way to actually add stock to your portfolio as far as I'm concerned. So check that one out. Go to protraderstrategies.com, and if you can't take that, take it easy.